Hi everyone, I'm Jen, and I am reading to you from my website, JenKnoedl.com, How God Talks to Baby Christians, or at least just me. I am admittedly a baby Christian. The knowledge that I have in my head has not yet saturated the peace and faith that I want to feel in my heart. Though I've decided to be obedient, I don't always feel the joy down in my heart. Often, I'm around other Christians that seem to have a faith so strong they're unshakable. Somewhat embarrassingly, that's not me most of the time. I want more of everything. I want more money, more friends, more time, more Jesus, and more extremely clear guidance from Him. I want heaven, but I also want earth. Since making an honest effort a few months ago to allow God's will and plan for my life to be, I've done a lot of complaining and feeling sorry for myself. I hate to say it, it's just the truth. My life has become far less glamorous, exciting, and fast-paced than it was when I was living for number one. I suppose I expected that for at least some amount of time, but it's been longer than I would have chosen for sure, and my grumblings to the Father have increased. I've always thought of myself as a Christian, but I wouldn't say until recently that I've attempted to really let go, give up my will for my life in favor for His will for my life. And I am acutely aware of the spiritual battle going on inside me. And yet, I've had numerous people tell me that they're seeing me change in ways that are more peaceful, kind, and calm. You'd think I would interpret that as positive affirmation, yet, most of the time, it feels like a backhanded compliment. Was I so bad before? As I struggle through these questions and countless more, I find myself in a pouty obedience. I know too much to go back to numbing myself into an old way of thinking, yet also feel as though I haven't been properly rewarded for my submission to His commandments. So like I said, I'm pouty. So there I am, a downright brat to the one that gives me every breath, every minute on this earth, and every single blessing. Grumpy that He has not rewarded me enough for giving Him some, let's be honest, I'm still holding on to a lot, of what was never mine and always His to begin with, my life. Oh, I'm an obstinate little creature for sure. Then, in the midst of my crabbiness, He illuminates His truth through other people. The woman who has no patience, the uncle who's full of pride, the friend who can't forgive, the child who needs a double serving of tough love and probably a few spankings. All these things I loathe in others. He must know I'm blind to my own faults. He probably knows how easily I can see the issues in other people. Sometimes people ask me for advice, and He allows me to use His truth to comfort, guide, and direct them to a better way of thinking. As advice and verses from my very limited Bible knowledge flows from my mouth, I sometimes wonder who's talking. This is good advice. This is biblical advice. I should take my own advice. Though the selfishness doesn't always look the exact same, the principles behind the pain it creates are similar enough to make me aware of the ways I propagate my own turmoil and distance from God. Perhaps I'm a little more patient than Him, or a little more prideful than her, or slower to forgive in that situation, or quicker to let go of resentment in another. But whatever the case, I do it too. All of it. Ugh. Once I see it in someone else, a virtual mirror appears, and I'm usually convinced to make a mental shift. An attitude adjustment, if you will. I muse over the irony, remembering that I too am sweating the small stuff that won't matter in 10 years, much less eternity. And for the next few days, hours, or sometimes only minutes, however long I can discipline my mind, I do find the peace and clarity He intended for me to have always. And it's pretty cool. Would I prefer to hear the audible voice of the Lord? For sure. Am I convinced that following His will would be easier if He literally nudged me in the right direction? Oh yeah. Do I wish I could learn the lessons just once and not recreate the internal drama every time someone irritates me or things don't go right? You betcha. But for now, this is where I am, and this is how He reveals things to me. They're watching others be more, or even less, selfish, short-sighted, and ridiculous than I am. It's pretty brilliant, actually. Maybe the creator of all things knows I like to figure things out for myself. And especially when I'm clinging to my pridefulness, no one can tell me anything about me because I am justified. Can you relate? Oh, but when I see it in someone else, oops. Dear Lord, please use all this feistiness for your glory somehow, but please also continue to be gentle with me. This is super hard for me, and I'm a little scared to let go. The truth is, I'm not actually as tough as I seem. But I guess you already knew that. I'm sorry for being a brat. Thank you, and I love you. Thanks for watching. You can check out more videos and posts at my website, jenknoedl.com.